and those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. Hi everyone, I'm Purva and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the book called The 5 AM Club by Robin Sharma, which is a self-help book focusing on the philosophical teachings of mindfulness, which is presented to the reader in the form of a story. So before I dive deep into this book, I just wanted to point out that the author Sharma, who basically hails from Canada, first rose to fame by his book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari back in the year 1996, and this book is still a bestseller worldwide. In this book, Robin Sharma has very effectively and appropriately excavated the whole spectrum of mindfulness, starting off with the basics, which includes its neuroscience, and to the end of it, which leads up to a person being mentally sustained of trials and tribulations. As I said earlier, the book presents itself in the form of a storyline or a plot, which intertwines these teachings, and this is what the whole book is all about. The four main characters are introduced via the spellbinder, who is one of the main characters himself, who is kind of like a modern monk, and he has a full-time job of lecturing throughout the world the idea of mindfulness as a way of living. So the second character, who is actually a billionaire, is also a disciple of the spellbinder. In this book, the spellbinder and the billionaire actually have to carry the heavy load on their shoulders for the reader to understand the book's philosophy. The spellbinder and the billionaire endorse and sponsor the 5 AM Club philosophy. The other two main characters, the entrepreneur and the artist, play the representative roles of audience as well as the reader, who are all absorbing and inculcating the philosophy surrounding the 5 AM Club. Maybe because of this fact, the reader connects to their lives, which evolve by endorsing the philosophy. But at times it felt like the intellectual capacity is challenged to such an extent that these two characters feel like they are merely props in a play. And for this reason itself, from the beginning of the book, I was in constant doubt about the storyline which is interspersed between the main takeaway points of this book was essential or not. I am of this unpopular opinion that the book would have matched the same popularity if the storyline of the book was completely excluded and the time of the reader also would have been saved. I say this by the fact that as I proceeded to the following chapters, I just wish that I could skip the story of the characters and get straight to the business. This opinion of mine could be supported by the fact that I felt emotionally as well as mentally least connected to how their lives turned out to be. Because for me, I was more focused on what I was learning rather than what the characters were learning. Also, another point owing to my disconnection with the whole story of the book may be because of the fact that I have read only a few books which exclusively fall in the category of self-help. And because of this reason, I maybe couldn't quite grasp the whole format of it. The main motto of this book being own your mornings and elevate your life was something that drew me into picking up this book in the first place. Over the past few years, the stress of the college life and the constant to and fro from one place to another had kind of thrown my life off the schedule on most days. And maybe that was the reason that I readily started off with this little guy, prepared to be mentally organized. Also, many scientific studies as well as ancient Indian literatures as well as scriptures have on and again proved the importance of waking up early before sunrise, and they have rightly claimed that it can have a life-altering positive impact if consistently practiced. This book does quite a job of motivating the reader, and you are at the end of it you are left with nothing but a zeal to follow this life-changing early morning routine that the 5 a.m. club is all about. Like the title of this book, by the end of the read, you are fully aware of the early morning routine philosophy and you feel as if you are already the member of the 5 a.m. club. On the brighter side of all this, Robin Sharma has quite eloquently documented all the methods in the chart form, and because of this, going back to the reference is much easier and at the end of the book. The most interesting methods which I found in this book are the golden hour victory method and the journaling method, which have been proven to declutter your mind and to live a day free of stress. At the bottom of this golden walled well of mindfulness is the main point, which is consistency, which according to me is so underrated. And the relevance of this consistency cannot be asserted enough in this digital age where fame is for a second while unnecessary engagement is for lifetime. This is me signing off. I will see you in the next video.